Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the last podcast of 2024.
What?
My name is David.
And my name is James, and here we talk about all things Star Wars. And yeah, as you can tell from the title, it is the post show. And yeah, it was short. It was a short episode. But before we go on,
Yeah, very, very short episode. We talked about it in the pre-show. But before we go on, we want to thank all of our awesome supporters in 2024. Darth Ace 1, Lee McCallan, Chris Simpson, Kevin Leininger, Deb McCaffrey, Drew Peters, Zach Netzel, Maya Morris, Maka Tautala, Adam Haber, Brad Mackey, Front Row King, Darth Beard, Indiana Solo, and Mariana Atia Arnold. Thank you so much for your awesome love and support out there. Also, Legion Sabers. Go to legionsabers.com to get your next lightsaber. Use the code STUFF at checkout for 15% off. This episode was fantastic.
it
Directed by
was
Bryce Dallas Howard. We all figured it was going to be good. It was good. It was very short, though. We got the giant crustacean, the trash crabs that were sentient, apparently. And I thought we were going to get the whole like Cathalop situation where that ginormous crab was going to start talking to them and like aid them on
yeah,
their journey. But no, it's just like
I'm gonna
roaring at
eat
them. It
you.
chunks of big stone. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was a little taken aback by just the moment he was like, "Oh, we're food," and I was like, "Oh man, this is it." And sure enough, it was just roaring at them, and I was like, "Oh, come on! I wanted something much better." It looked cool. It looked really, really cool. But other than that, I was a little disappointed by that. I mean, it was kind of. I think we kind of hyped it up a little bit, knowing that it was a Phil Tippett, you know, uh, stop motion animation, which is
You know,
incredible.
I didn't get the sense that it was a stop motion
Me
puppet.
neither.
It was so smooth, man.
I
I was like,
think
wow, did the technology just get that good?
I think the technology got that good because
Or was there was like a marriage between CGI and stop
I
puppet?
mean, part of me is thinking, yeah, but another part of me is hoping they just kept the stop motion. I know the mouth or the roar and all that was, I think, digital, but the movement, I think, was stop motion. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, Adam Locke on YouTube says liked a lot of this episode, except the end. Ship took way too much damage to fly away, button or no button. I'm actually the opposite. I thought the ending was really, really cool. I was literally on the edge of my seat because I had no idea how they were going to get out of it. And I don't think we've ever seen that before in Star Wars, that kind of maneuver. And yeah, when it started to blow up, I was just thinking like, wait, are they gonna die? Like, I were
That's
you like,
self-sacrifice of the kids.
yeah, were you confused? And I thought, were you kind of like, what the hell is about to happen? I mean, what did you think?
I thought it was really cool that it happened and the outcome we got was the outcome we got because I thought that button was like a self-destruct thing, like the
Yes.
whole thing blows up. And I think that was very clever what they did with the story there because we all had that in mind. And of course, Jod told him to never hit that button. And of course, it came time where, I mean, they had no more options. I was agreeing with Adam on YouTube right up until I realized what was happening. Once they were able to like shed the top portion, the front portion, and like have their engines in the back, it essentially became a new ship. I thought that was really cool. That's a kind of a cool concept. Um, a little almost on the side of like Deus Ex Machina or something kind of intervenes where it's kind of like a thing to help the story move along. But I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. Um, just like James, edge of the seat stuff. I really liked it how the kids band together. They had their little like fight, which all kids do eventually when they're in a group, but they all came back together again and it all kind of worked out and it was like a team effort and I really liked the episode, man. It flowed. It was fast, intense.
It was
CGI was good. Practical was good.
I liked the callback to Jedi Fallen Order where the ships are dumping the trash, dumping all those platforms are dumping the trash everywhere. If you remember the beginning of Fallen Order, that's where Cal Kestis is working. He's working on a similar planet, and I was hoping we would get like something really like something else, like another Easter egg when they're dumping like a ship or whatever. Oh, thank you very much. Somebody agreed with me on that. But yeah, a ship within a ship, a shipception if you may, was very cool. Was something, and it honestly reminded me of The Dark Knight whenever the tumbler is all destroyed and Batman needs to escape
Mm.
and he hits that button and you're wondering eject. What do you mean eject? And then the bat pod shoots out and you're like, oh, that's a better ship. That's a better, not a better ship, but it's faster and it's going to help him do what he needs to do. So whenever it blew up and everything, I was nervous, but then once it started to it pulled back, I said, "Oh, that is so cool." I was not could not expect that. And there's so many times in Star Wars, so many times in like the Clone Wars and Rebels, and you've been watching it. I know you have been, and there's that moment where you're just thinking, how are they going to get out of it? Like, how are they going to get out of the situation? And it always looks like it's too there's no way. Like, there's no way they can get out of the situation. And there's always just that one like Deus Ex Machina that just happens. And then you're like, oh, thank God, like that was really cool. Um, Adam says, I like the premise, less the execution. I think if the machine just had a hold on it rather than destroying half of it, it would have felt more realistic to separate and fly off. Yeah, I can see the logistics of how the machine was like was crushing was crushing the ship and everything. And oh, hold on, I think we have a guest. Uh, hold on, you got this or I got this? Who's got this?
I got it.
You got it. Okay, good.
Hello.
She's
Oh,
back.
Haley is
Back.
back.
You decided to party with us after all.
Oh, thank you,
I can
Haley.
jump on for a few minutes.
Oh, okay. Before you go out and party it up in
Hey,
Florida.
it's almost 10 o'clock over here. We're getting close.
Oh, okay, got you. So, what did you
I
think
just
of
wanted
the
to give my
episode?
2 cents.
Yes, let us know, please. Let us know what you thought.
Jod didn't get to use the lightsaber.
Yeah, he didn't get to turn on the lightsaber. How we thought he was going to take over didn't quite happen. He just comes up and then
Got
I was like,
captured instantly.
yeah, it was really I don't want to say anticlimactic, but it kind of felt a little anticlimactic for Jod's story. What do you think, David?
Yeah, I mean, we immediately saw when the pirates grabbed the hilt, and it's like, I guess he's not gonna display his skills, or even if he has skills, I don't know. But I did like the whole interaction between Jod and the pirates, how he sang the song, how he
Yes.
kind of like
The
pled his
speech.
case. He was pleading for his life, basically. That was like the the argument of his life there, and yeah, he pulled it off. I mean, that's what every pirate wants, just unlimited wealth. And he stated his case, and they're giving him one last shot.
Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting because now they're going to be going and now he has the coordinates as well. So it's like, what's going to happen now? They're both going to be going to the same planet now, so that's going to be a nice showdown between them. And yeah, I think a lot of us figured a lot of the pirates died with the acid, but apparently nobody died in the acid. Maybe like 2 people because it looked like they were all still there,
They're all
still
alive.
Oh, did you catch the opera singer from The Last Jedi standing there with the at the very beginning of the episode when Jod came up out of the platform? So all the people are standing there looking
Yeah,
at
the alien
him.
with like the head kind of in the
Yeah.
chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
The opera singer from The Last Jedi was there, and you even hear her make a noise like a and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, there's no way. But
All the little
Yeah.
callbacks. I love it.
I love it too. And I like that they figured out, oh, the X-Wings are the good guys. It's like, okay, so now we know they figured that out.
But they were there for 2 seconds.
I know. I wanted so much more. I wanted something else to happen, and that didn't happen. Also, we only got the we didn't really get the under the ground adventure we thought we were gonna
Nope.
get. We just got the tunnel, them sliding down the tunnel, just like in the Goonies, when they're sliding down the tunnel in the water. But I was a little disappointed that they just shot right out, and I was like, oh, okay, there goes that theory that I had in my head. But
You guys got your Moana crab.
yes, I was waiting for him to start singing. I'd rather be shiny. And hold on. We just got called nerds.
Jeez.
By the
Jesus
Jedi
Christ.
Ninja. Thank you.
Hi, Izzy.
Thank you so much for watching, Izzy. I hope you're doing great. And check out his I think that's his Instagram handle, isn't it? Jedi Ninja, I believe. If not,
I think he cheated it.
if not, look, he's awesome. He's really great. Best line in the show for me was, "Why am I always wrong about who who is the good guy. They had a
Poor
lot of
Wim.
yeah, man. It was good, and like I like the intense moment of him trying to fix her and get the. So what is she? Is she a side? Because that chip
Yeah.
went really far into her head, much further than I thought it was going to be going, and I was like, "Whoa, okay." And I wasn't expecting that. What is she? Do we
I think
know?
she's a cyborg. She mentioned something about the accident. Because I had
Yeah.
that same question of like, did her parents do this to her? Or was she made this way by something? And she said the accident. So,
So yeah, it looks like there was an accident. They quickly made her into a cyborg, and now she's functioning that way. She's a better lobot, is what Izzy says, which is very true. The pirates that died in the acid were just red shirts. That I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one because that's the only thing that makes any sense. And the trash scene gave me Wally. Yes, the big
oh,
old what was it called? The one on the ship in Wally, the big one that was making the blocks. I forgot what the name was, but yeah, that's what I thought about too. When as it was approaching their ship, um, and so Haley, did you like the shipception? Did you like the ship within the ship? Because
oh
some
my
people said
gosh,
they
that
were.
was wild.
Were you expecting that to happen? Like when they pressed the button, what were
No,
you expecting to
no, I
happen?
was like, wow, they're just sliding out of their little ship casing.
Yeah, we've never seen.
Very
And
cool.
somebody else said that it was in the EU with Luke Skywalker. Apparently, something similar like that happened. But yeah, we've never seen that before, even in Clone Wars, which you would expect something like that to happen. Um, I thought it was really cool. I thought that was great. So, what's the new ship going to be called? Do you think they're going to name it
I
something
don't know.
else?
They do like a ghost and phantom situation.
Yes, it's a unique look, and I like that. I don't know when it flew away. I was like, "That's Star Wars. Like that's a Star Wars ship, and it looks really, really good, and I love the look of it." So yeah, that was I wasn't expecting that at all. When David and I were talking, like when it started to blow up, I was like, "What? Are they gonna kill Wim? He's up in the top, and he's like freaking out as the explosions are going towards him." I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
saw one of the turrets like get
Like,
eaten, like crunched, and I
"Yeah,
was like, "Wow, they went kind of deep into that trash compactor." And I was like, well, "What's gonna happen here? Are they just gonna like abandon ship, or what's going on?"
that was." And so, let me ask you a question. Why do you think SM33 said never press this button? Like, why? I mean, nothing was going to happen. They weren't going to die. So why did he tell him never press this button?
Well, I think it's just strategic purposes. I mean, they lose a lot of firepower. I think when they lost that casing, and
yeah,
they lose.
the
I don't
entire
know.
Shield.
hull of the
Yeah,
ship, the entire
yeah.
kind of like defense of the ship, I think.
Possible booty being lost.
Uh, Izzy has a good point. It was a little like the Mantis from Jedi Fallen Order, which yeah, it did. I was trying to pick out what ship does it look like now. It looks really, really different, and or not different. It looks really similar, and I was like, "What is this? What is this?" And so yeah, I like that it looks kind of like the Mantis from Jedi Fallen Order. Um, oh yeah, so yeah. Um, what is this? I think if they're gonna probably call KV modifier like the Vespa gang, and I hope not. I hope we don't get the mod squad that we got from the book of Boba Fett. That was a little weird for my liking, but I like the idea that yeah, there was an accident that when she was younger, and her parents made her into a cyborg to keep her alive, and oh, David, I was like, what's going on? So if you're watching on YouTube, David has the clips playing. Yeah, this is great. This was all really, really great.
Yeah, it's a whole lot more sleek. It's slimmer now.
Yeah.
I guess maybe they're gonna gain like maneuverability as well.
That's what I was
Maybe,
thinking. I think
yeah.
now they're going to be able to fly faster and move much quicker. And it looks cool. It's a great looking ship now. How long before Lego comes out with an Onyx Cinder that separates? Hopefully right
I was
away.
thinking that exact same thing.
We were all thinking it. Can the Lego be reconfigured to this ship? I don't know. We're gonna have to ask Colin, I guess.
Or they just drop like new instructions that are like,
Oh, that'd be cool.
here's the reveal.
That's
Yeah.
wild. That'd be pretty cool though. But yeah, so do you think they're gonna keep the name Onyx Cinder, or do you think the kids are gonna call it something for themselves now? What do you think?
I think they should rename it.
I think they should rename it too,
Yeah.
because look at that. That's so cool. It's such a cool looking ship. I think it's real. I don't know. I loved that twist that they were able to pull out another ship within their ship. That was really great. And but yeah, so the pacing of this episode was pretty great. Not it didn't do what we thought it was going to do, but it still I think covered a lot of good points. And
Yeah.
these last two episodes are going to be pretty intense now that you think about it. There's a lot going on. And I wonder, yeah, where this left off, there's so many things still left unsaid. And so, yeah, David is confident they're going to cover it all up within the next two episodes. I'm a little nervous that there's still a lot, and I'm afraid they're going to take their time on something else that they shouldn't take their time on.
I mean, this episode was only 27 minutes, so
yeah,
short episode.
Yeah, whenever he was fixing a KB in the back of her head, I kind of put my hand on the remote and I was like, oh my gosh, we're almost halfway done with this episode. I was like, no, please, no, come on. I need more. And I was a little disappointed by the length. I like that she called him Jedi. That was so great. She said, I know you pictured saving someone's life was going to be more exciting, but good job, Jedi. And I was like, oh, that's so good.
Love.
So really great. Good. And yeah, when he pulled that out of her head, I was like, "Oh, that is in her head. Like that is her whole body going on there."
I expected her to shut down as soon as he pulled out that, cylinder piece.
I did too. Then I was freaking out, wondering.
Still talking. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, is he gonna? Yeah, she just kept talking. I was like, oh, okay, but yeah, I was also thinking like, man, that would suck. He pulls it out, that she goes. He's like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. And that would have been really cool. Would have been a cool moment for him to like close his eyes and like concentrate, and maybe call on the Force to let him know what he could do. That would have been pretty cool. But I like that she was still able to talk to him and everything.
I don't know. He pulled out like a burning hot cylinder with his bare fingers. So
yeah, he was over there
Pick
like
that up.
I was like, look at this guy. He's like, I got this. It's fine. No big deal. Even when he had the torch, I was like, that's gonna burn his fingers. But oh well, I think he's fine. I think he's okay. I like the crab with the protocol droid's foot on it, and it's just like carrying it around. Because don't crabs like sometimes carry stuff as trophies? I don't. Maybe that's another animal. I don't know. But I like the fact that it looked like it was his trophy. Like he's like, yeah, this is mine.
Well, I mean, like hermit crabs, they use those shells as their houses, and they move them around. And it doesn't even have to be a shell; it can be like anything, really. So.
Yeah, true. And yeah, I like that he had the protocol droid. Adam says, when John got captured, I thought the kids would come save him. Maybe they still will, but was kind of glad they didn't yet. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be going to him anytime. I don't think they're going to trust him at all now. I think they're going to.
Yeah. Well, I'm picturing a reunion because KB said she has the coordinates in her head, and Jod has the information, and he's rallied the pirates now. So I think there's going to be.
Oh yeah, they're going to
like a big clash.
They're definitely going to see each other. And do you think Atten will be able to fight off the pirates? Like, do you think the citizens there will be able to hold off these pirates that are going to be landing there? And is that going to be the next episode, or are they going to save that for the last episode? What do you think?
It almost feels like we are going to get the clash next episode, and then the very last episode will be the supervisor stuff, possibly.
So, have we seen everything from the trailers?
I think at this point, yes.
Because we saw the X-wings,
saw the crab.
I think yeah. These next two, we have no idea what's gonna happen. And then, yeah, I thought the crabs were gonna fix her. Yeah, I think I felt the same way, that they were all gonna start crawling on her and they were gonna like fix her up and everything. But yeah, I will say it was a little disappointing that they were literally just leading them to go get eaten, and it was like, oh man,
yeah,
I wanted more. Like
it's Disney, but it's not that Disney.
Yeah, David and I wanted a
Snow White here.
We wanted a whole dance number. We wanted a whole just big song and everything.
Hey, we did get a musical number, sort of.
Yeah, we did. That's true.
That is true. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. We're singing pirate songs. I like it.
Yeah.
But
I like Noah Richards' question on YouTube here. I think the biggest question I have after watching the episode is why doesn't Jod use the Force around the other pirates?
My
Probably doesn't want
prediction.
them to know.
What was that?
He probably doesn't want them to know.
I was gonna say there might be like a bounty on Force sensitive people in the galaxy, or maybe so he doesn't want them to know. He doesn't want them to see that he has the Force, because they might turn him in, or they might try to kill him, or they might hold him ransom for somebody. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Why doesn't he use the Force in front of them? Like when they pulled the lightsaber, he didn't even try to use it. He just had it on his belt like as a trophy. So yeah, he's hiding it from everybody, and it's just kind of a question as to why he's hiding it from everybody. Do you think we're going to get
that might have given him confidence in the situation he was in, because he knows the last ditch effort. I just use the Force to get away, but maybe he just loves being a pirate and he wants to kind of stick to that code. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. But yeah, that now I'm going to be wondering that too. Now it's like, why doesn't he use the Force? We got a lot of comments
why
here.
Didn't he use any kind of like mind tricks on the lady at the resort? Like when she's like, "Oh, what is your reservation under?" He could have been like, "You don't need to see my reservation."
You don't need to see my reservation. I think that would have been too easy for them to do, and it would have been funny though if he would have done that. And she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Don't worry about it, nothing. Just having fun."
So do you guys think that maybe he's not really Force sensitive? Because to me, I think he is, because you get the music, you get the tremor and the Force sound effect.
And plus, he knew Qui-Gon's lines, so he's seen Star Wars before.
He's seen Episode 1.
He's seen Episode 1, and not everybody in Star Wars can watch Episode 1 unless you're a Jedi. I'm joking. But no, I think he is. I think he is Force sensitive, or he was like trained at one point as a Jedi. Because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah. And the Jedi Ninja.
Oops, I think I blocked your.
we clicked simultaneously.
We were doing that earlier. I'll let you be in control. You do what you got to do.
He's definitely not trained in the Force, but I think he's Force sensitive. I think that's that's a logical belief at this point. But people have brought up points where he's controlling metal only items, and he's wearing gloves when he does it.
Oh,
so I mean, there's still a little bit of a doubt there, but it feels like he has the Force. He has some level of Force sensitivity. Yeah. Also, the Jedi Ninja on YouTube says, "Do you think this was a Nile ship?"
That would be interesting.
Nice callback to the High Republic.
Yeah, plus the symbol for the pirate looks almost like the Lightning Riders from the Nihil, so that's a possibility. This could all be tied back to the High Republic, which would be really, really cool, I think. So, yeah.
Right.
I kind of thought that the first episode, when they were introducing it and they had the intro script that was like, the galaxy is being plagued by piracy.
You were like, oh, Nihil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be great. And plus, people will then go, what are the Nihil? And then you go, and then you start, then they could jump into the High Republic, and then they could read all about it. So, yeah, there's so many theories, and there's so many things going on here. Craig in the house. Solid episode, but felt a bit rushed again. I think we were just disappointed that it ended so quickly. It was just like, oh, come on, man. Just, what was it? 20? You said 27 minutes. And it's like, but that's not even. That's a cartoon. Come on, man. That's a cartoon in like a post-credit scene. Give us 40 minutes at least, please. So yeah, I agree.
So I got a question for you guys. Can you hear the fireworks right now? They're like right outside my window, and my dogs are going crazy.
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
The vet over here gave her doggy some trazodone, so she's sleeping now.
Yeah, we gave our dogs a lot of stuff too. So, but they're still really active right now.
I haven't heard anything here. I think it's still too early here for us. There's no fireworks going off or anything. Craig, once again, needed another 10 minutes. I felt it needs another 20 minutes, if I'm going to be honest with you. I needed more because I was like, really? It's already over. Gosh. But yeah, I just want these last two episodes to be at least an hour long. But we're not going to get that. But, it'd be something nice to hope for. Yeah, there we go. West Coast crew, baby. Yep. Yeah, we're still the night is still young here in LA and California.
Say that 5 times fast, James.
I can't. Don't even try. But anyways, so what else about this episode did we all enjoy?
Yep, me too, Adam.
I mean, I really like this episode. I know Craig kind of disagrees that it was a little rushed. I didn't think it was rushed. I just thought it was a little. It's tough to say because I think I got to rewatch it again and get the pacing and absorb that a little bit more closely because I'm just trying to really concentrate on what they're saying. But it felt properly paced to me. It had the Star Wars pace. It was fast. It was intense. I didn't have any real issues with this. It moved the plot along. We got to find out more about KB. We finally got to see kind of a big little fight amongst the 4 kids, which you figured that was going to happen, and it finally came in the 6th episode. And then they came back together and said, "Okay, well, we're best friends, and we're back to being best friends again." And we saw them kind of work together, and I like that whole aspect of the episode. I thought they did a really good job. John Watts, I mean, he's just handling the story almost perfectly here. So a lot of credit to him.
Craig says, didn't understand why Fern was so upset. That felt a bit rushed. Yeah, I mean, the kids getting mad. I mean, but then again, kids get mad over sometimes the littlest.
Yeah. I mean,
things.
It made sense to me because, it was kind of like a kid type situation. So,
kind of like a battle for control because Fern's, I'm the captain, and
yeah. But I like how Wim at the very end said, "I call dibs on the new ship," or I forget what he says, but he's like, "This is my ship now." And yeah, Craig agrees with us. Yeah, the payoff for the crabs was a little too. Felt like they were going to go for help, but yeah, I agree. And well, somebody in our comment section is not nice. That's okay. All right, not going to acknowledge. But anyways, but yeah, Craig, I know a lot of what your issues were. It was a little bit of ours as well. It's like, come on, give us a little bit more and let the crabs have a better meaning. And but yeah, overall, I thought it was great. I thought it was a great episode. I thought it was a nice chapter, and I'm just wondering where we're going to go next week. How long the episode's going to be and everything, and what we're gonna do. What do y'all think?
We're just reading the comments over here.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
There's a back and forth going on. What was your question, James?
No, don't worry about it. Everybody, we're all just chill. I like the time spent developing KB. The Fern Neil dynamic could have been more. Yeah, I will say the KB and Wim stuff was really good, but the Fern and Neil was just like, let's just keep going. And he was
pans over and they're tied to each other, and I'm thinking like, okay, if one of them falls, the other one is not going to be able to support the other one's weight. That's
true. Yeah. You're like, how is that gonna work? And I don't know. It was really funny when she was like, you see the ship flying. I was like, okay, now of course they're gonna just jump on the ship. And then that was pretty cool. Her steering the ship, trying to control it, but not to kill everybody. And I almost thought the ship exploded, and that would have just been like another, like, oh, here we go. Like they're gonna be stuck on the planet for another episode, and we have to figure out how to get off the planet. But I'm really glad we got the ending we did, because I felt it ended it very well, and I feel like it's getting us ready for the finales. So that's exciting. And I agree with Jedi Ninja. We are just chill Star Wars guys, which we are. We all just love watching Star Wars and nerding out about it. And when the show is all said and done, y'all think Wim will actually use the Force? That would be cool, Noah, if at the very end he uses the Force. Like somehow it calls to him. But I don't know. I know a lot of people are like unsure, like, oh, everyone's Force sensitive. Everybody, I don't know if people get upset about that.
I don't know. Was Captain EO Force sensitive?
I cannot believe you just said that right now. Y'all Google Captain
There's a theory out there that Wim is going to become Captain EO.
Oh man. But anyways, do you think they would really do that, David?
Well, I mean, they've done Fuzzball, they've done the elephantine species that's not Orleans, like Max Rebo.
Yeah.
I mean, writing's on the wall, James.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Then Izzy says, "I hope he doesn't yet give me that in season 2." Yeah, maybe he develops the Force and becomes a Force sensitive in the second season. That'd be actually pretty cool. But if he doesn't, I'm also really happy. If he doesn't, you know what I mean? It'd still be a really good story if he doesn't use the Force. But I know some people would be upset if he did. I just know people would be like, "Oh, okay." But anyways.
Okay, so yeah, in Wim's situation, he's not Force sensitive that we know of yet. He doesn't show that capability, but I mean, what is the status of the Force right now in Star Wars? Is there that like democratization where if you try really hard, you can eventually use the Force, or is it you're either Force sensitive or you're not, and you know at an early age? What is it?
It's kind of changing now, with not changing, but like our perception of what the Force was when we were younger is a little different now. And that's a good question, man. I have no idea like what the Force is anymore. Not what it is anymore, but like who can wield it and how long do you have until you do wield it and things like that. So yeah, it's interesting now to think about that.
Yeah, I mean, because going back to OG Star Wars, Luke is wielding it, almost going into adulthood.
True.
For the first time as a teenager, learning.
Yeah, he didn't even know he had it, and he uses it. So yeah, I agree. So Noah says Neil as a Jedi would absolutely shred. That would be awesome to see Neil pull out the lightsaber. And I do like the fact that when they were like, "Who's gonna fly?" and they were like, "You are, Neil," and I was like, "That's so cool." And it gives him a moment to really do something and shine. And no, it's a scary dude. That's funny, but yeah. And and in the comments, please, we like we said, we try to be really chill here. We love Star Wars, so yeah, we don't stand for any negative anything like that. So just if anybody does do that, we will block them. Just so you know, we are open for opinions, but when you start kind of I don't know, being rude and being mean, we're gonna block you.
Because all love here.
Yes,
do the thing, James.
Oh, should I do the thing? Yeah, all love here, everybody. There we go.
Yay!
every time, yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah. So great episode overall. I loved it. Wish it was longer. Wish it was better. And then Craig had a question. Will we see his mom in the next episode? I think we're gonna be getting that probably in the final episode. Like that's gonna be the big reveal. The big like, oh, that's what's happening. She's the supervisor. But
yeah, Craig also brought up, I think the pirates will invade At-Atten. Do you think we're going to actually see that?
Oh yeah.
How many are we just talking about their one ship or the whole whole army?
Yeah.
So does Jod have the coordinates?
I think he has to, because
he has SM-33.
Yeah,
so
SM-33 is going to have it. So yeah, he'll be able to get them to the planet. But are we going to get like a giant battle, or are we going to get what's going to happen? Like
one would think, because if you have all that wealth, you think you would have some like really good defense.
Yeah.
So.
We'll see what those security droids do.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. Like they're going to shut down the security droids, and then it's just up to the people to fight back. But I don't. Do any of them even own weapons? Do we see weapons at all? Anybody has? Nobody has blasters. The droids don't have blasters, so it's like, what could? Yeah, I don't understand how they could fight all the pirates off.
Yeah, the droids are essentially security cameras, so it's like you would figure they would have some type of self-defense, but I don't know. We'll see. I would love to see that. That's a great idea, Craig, to see the pirates actually show up. And there's X-Wings involved now. Will the New Republic kind of follow them? Are they tracking them?
Ooh, yeah.
And then At-Atten will be revealed, and maybe we have
more X-Wings coming out of the woodwork.
Well, somebody said,
I want to see more of her.
Which one?
Kim.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Kim was awesome. Kim was like the coolest creature ever, and I was like, that's awesome. She looked really, really cool, and I really hope we see more of her. And everyone's wondering, is the shield for AT-AT and the barrier, is it a shield? Are they going to be able to break through? I don't think it's real. I think it's something that they put there to kind of make the citizens of AT-AT and believe there's something like, oh, we can't go past the barrier, but because the kids broke through the barrier, no problem. So I don't think the barrier is as crazy as we all think it is. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of like nebulous gas or something out there, and they just like told everyone, "Oh, you can't pass through it."
So
but maybe it's a one-way shield and you can't come in from the other side. Like maybe they're gonna fly up to it and
bounce right off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. That'd be pretty cool. Or you just go slowly through it, like the droids did in Attack the Phantom Menace. They just go straight through the shield, the Gungans, and they were like, "Oh, the shield didn't even do anything for them." So I don't know.
Kind of like a Dune situation.
I'm about to say it's kind of like Dune, but we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. So yeah. So what's going on here? Well, oh, you're gonna get out of here. Okay.
Getting late. Got to get on with the New Year's Eve festivities, but thanks for having me on tonight.
No problem. Thanks for joining us. Have fun. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. May the Force be with you.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Also, Happy New Year.
Bye. All right. Okay, now that she's gone, I'm just joking. All the numbers just plummet now that Haley's gone. but yeah, I was just wondering, like, I just wanted this episode to be a lot longer. It was just like I just really wanted that episode to be so much longer because it was like, oh, it ended and I'm so disappointed that it's over. But that's been happening since Mando. That's been happening since Book of Boba Fett. Even Andor had a few short ones. Of all the 3 Star Wars podcasts I listen to, this one is by far the most positive and chill. Thank you for that. Oh, thank you, Adam. We appreciate that, and we do our best to be very positive. And like I said, we all have different opinions about Star Wars, but we accept everyone's opinions. But it's whenever you're mean and it's whenever you're ugly to other people, that's when we say no. That's not how we do things here. And that wasn't okay. I think we should also never mind. We're getting some very, very funny people here tonight listening to our live stream.
That's like that one comment we got on Spotify. Hey guys, can you shorten the podcast? I'm busy.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the same person. So yeah.
I think that was my favorite comment of 2024 on Spotify. Hey guys, can you just shorten the podcast? I'm busy.
All right, next time we will. But yeah, what do we got? Give me more Star Wars. And it said the same thing as me. The same thing.
So HS on YouTube says, do a handstand before you go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah. Sorry, I don't know why we're getting so many people, so many comments that we're not used to getting. But yeah, back to Izzy. Give me more Star Wars. I agree. Yes, give us more Star Wars. Give us longer episodes, please, because that's what we want to. That's what we want to see. When I get into the show, I'll do it. Yes, please. Izzy.
Yeah, we've seen Izzy do a handstand.
Yeah, before. I've seen Izzy fight with a lightsaber, and it was intense, and it was pretty cool.
It was fast and intense.
It was very fast and intense, and I was like, I want to be like him one day. And so yeah. And then, Countdown City Geeks, thank you so much for joining us. Happy New Year. May the Force be with you. Thank you so much for stopping by to say hello. But yeah, so in the comments, yeah, I know everyone's kind of doing their thing, but how are y'all feeling about Skeleton Crew so far compared to the rest of the Disney Star Wars shows? This is Noah. I'm going to say because we're not done yet. We have to see the conclusion of what it is, but I like it a lot. I'm going to put it maybe in my top 5 of the Star Wars Disney Plus shows. Andor is still number 1 for me. And then I also really enjoyed Ahsoka a lot. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that one. What about you, David? What do you think?
I think once I see the entire series, then I can pass my accurate judgment on it. But so far, so good. I mean, it's been entertaining. It's been surprising. I've liked it so far, and I'm super thrilled that everyone else in the world seems to like it, and we're all kind of on the same page here with it.
See what Izzy said. Izzy said, "You enjoy Ahsoka because you could be Ezra's stunt double." That would be something. That would be something pretty great.
Yeah, and in 2024, you got to meet and speak with Iman Esfandi.
And the first thing he said to me, because Izzy introduced us, and he says, "Oh, we could be cousins." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is the funniest thing." Made me laugh. But yeah, like I said, and David said, yeah, I just want to see how it all goes before we kind of figure out where it ranks. But for right now, it goes Andor and Ahsoka for me are pretty much peak Star Wars, and yeah, so that's my opinion.
Did you get the Ahsoka Steelbook?
I did not. Oh, it came out?
Okay.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That came out, and I think there's a lot of cool behind the scenes stuff that they haven't released yet.
I gotta jump on that because
I was looking for it in the stores the other day when I was actually out, so I didn't see it. I would have picked it up otherwise, but I think it's on Amazon. I think you just pick it up there.
Noah says, as low as the viewership is reported to be, I feel like this is the most I've seen the general public discuss Star Wars since the first season of Mando came out. And one thing I will say, there's not a lot of backlash with this show like the Acolyte had. The Acolyte felt like each week there was people on YouTube, people on their podcast, just nitpicking every single thing about the Acolyte. But with this one, it looks like everyone is kind of on the same page that, hey, this is pretty good. This is exciting. It's new for Star Wars. So yeah. I think a lot of people, the general public, is enjoying this, and I really hope the numbers don't scare Disney away. I really hope the Disney will be okay doing a second season because I think everybody likes it. So it's like, come on, don't cancel it on us, please, Disney.
Yeah, I wonder what their kind of viewpoint of the show is currently. I mean, we did talk about how in the pre-show it's kind of outside the top 10 in streaming, but I think it's going to have the same kind of production and the same type of viewership that the Acolyte did. Because the Acolyte, when it ended, people started binging it, and it got huge number. It was the number one streaming show on Disney Plus. It was like top. I think it got to top 3 or 2 in the world. I forgot what actually beat it, but I think it was an old show. But yeah, I think a lot of people are going to find this show in 2025 and be like, oh, wow, this was actually pretty good. And yeah, hopefully we get that season 2. And hopefully Jod's character maybe jumps in and out of other live action things. It'd be cool to see him in the climactic Favelloniverse film that we're going to get at the end of the decade.
And we're hyping this thing up so much. This finale Filoniverse Favreau. Yeah. It's like, man, this thing better deliver. And when is it going to come out? You know what I mean? Like, we have no idea when it's going to. It could come out in 2030 for all we know. You know, so it's just crazy to think how far they might push this thing back.
And yeah, I mean, Filoni has Ahsoka season 2 to finish shooting, right? Have they wrapped?
I don't even think they've begun.
I think they have begun shooting.
Oh, okay. Well, no, they haven't wrapped yet.
Yeah, so once that wraps, they're going to go into post. They're going to do that whole marketing blitz thing, and that'll take them into 2026. Yeah, and then maybe start shooting. What we're all kind of thinking is like Heir to the Empire, essentially.
Yeah.
Right after that, and yeah, like 2028, maybe we get that film towards the end of the decade.
That's so far away.
Or maybe on the 50th anniversary of Star Wars in 2027, maybe we get it dropped then.
That'd be cool to see a Star Wars movie 2027, 50 years after the first one in theaters, opening fanfare, opening crawl, a new Star Wars film. That would be something special. And it would make so much money because people would be so interested to see another Star Wars movie in theaters.
Yeah. So Craig says if something crazy happens in the next 2 episodes, viewers will jump.
I agree.
What could happen that would be too crazy? Like,
I mean,
The trash crab saved the day.
Trash crab travels
they start flying into space,
saves the day. No, bringing back a legacy character, bringing back somebody like that would probably not even a legacy character, bringing somebody in from Rebels, I think would also help out tremendously. Like if the Ghost shows up and Hera and Ezra come out to help, that would be, I think a lot of people would be pretty excited about that. But yeah, like something crazy has to happen for the viewership to go up. And all I'm thinking is just, they just bring back a good legacy character to bring people in. What do you think?
Well, yeah, Craig is saying viewers will jump, will stop watching. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it in the pre-show. They spent a lot of money on this show. Maybe we get like a CGI'd, like a deep fake or something of like Han Solo, because he's a pirate, quintessential pirate. Bring him back in. Mm-hmm. That would be terrific. I mean, would it be kind of out there if Han shows up? Kinda, but maybe they can make it work. I mean, John Watts has been like dropping hits for a while now with the Homecoming trilogy, and now this, and his first thing he did was Cop Car, which I think has a little bit of a Skeleton Crew vibe because it deals with two kids.
Oh, okay.
Primarily, yeah. And yeah, I like what Adam Locke says here on YouTube. I can see a prequel of sorts, the backstory of Jod. I mentioned that in a couple of podcasts ago. I would love to flesh out his character, maybe de-age Jude Law a little bit, or maybe just, I don't know, just say forget it and just have him act.
So he's 19.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they got the technology now. I mean, yeah, they could de-age him, just go back to like AI and the movie AI and just grab his likeness.
That's right. Yeah, just get him
just place it on his head. I mean, ILM did the effects for that. So yeah, and the actual alien models that they use in AI, they use for the Kaminoans as well.
Oh, was it the other way around? They use the
whatever.
Either way, those creatures.
There's a connection there, James. That's what I'm trying to say.
From Attack of the Clones to artificial intelligence AI. Because I remember when they showed up in I think it was the other way around. Because when they showed up in Attack of the Clones, my brother was like, "Hey, those look like those weird robots in AI." I was like, "Yeah, they do kind of look like those robots."
Really? Wow.
But and Craig also says, if a legacy character shows up, it's gonna happen. Should a 2027 movie drop on May 25th instead of Christmas? I think if you're gonna do a 2027, you should do it in May. You should do the whole 50th anniversary release. I think.
Yeah, I think the Dawn of the Jedi James Mangold film is gonna drop then. Did James Mangold direct A Complete Unknown with Timothée Chalamet? Oh my gosh, that guy's like constantly directing,
and he's a great director.
Yeah,
he's very, very good at what he does. 310 to Yuma, I think, is one of the best westerns we've gotten in the past 20 years, and he directed that one very well. And then, of course, he did Walk the Line, he did Logan, he did the Wolverine, then he did Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. He was supposed to do the Boba Fett movie, which
one of the great Star Wars what ifs. Yeah,
that was a crazy thing happened right before Solo came out. Hollywood Reporter announced James Mangold will be directing a Boba Fett film, and then that just died very, very quickly, and we never heard from it again. But yeah, James Mangold did do that one. Who do you think are flying the X-Wings? I mean, I think the fact that we didn't see them, I don't think it's important that who's flying them.
Yeah.
But I think if we would have cut to the cockpit, it would have made. Then they would have made a big deal about it. But since we didn't see them, and who called the Republic? Who made the call? We were all thinking, KD
well, I think
communicate with Kim.
The people of Lanupa probably reported it to the New Republic and was like, "Hey, they just blew up 2 of our like sentry ships, 2 of our."
And there's pirates on our
platform. Yeah, there's pirates here.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was just curious who called them. Everyone will start watching if everyone will start watching if a legacy character shows up. I agree, Craig. And what would be really great, Craig, is if it like ties directly into The Last Jedi as well. I think that would also be very good. What do you think, Craig? Just kidding. I know he always picks something about The Last Jedi. But anyways, I'm just messing with you. There's gonna be a comment here where he's gonna say, James, you're anyways. But But yeah, we did get the Last Jedi callback in this episode, though, Craig. We did get the opera singer standing there. I wonder if her dog was with her. I don't know if her dog is standing with
And there
her.
was a Mon Calamari as well.
There it is. I knew it. I knew it.
Gosh.
Oh, that's so funny. But Craig is great, though. Craig cracks me up. But what else we got? Noah on YouTube says, thinking back to questions regarding Jod only using the Force, quote unquote, when he had gloves on, aren't his hands bare when he called the keys to himself in episode 2?
That's what I was thinking too.
I thought he had.
But if you do remember the keys, they look like they were on a string or something. It looked kind of weird.
And even the way Fern's character says, there's an explanation for everything, magnets, strings, like the way she says strings.
Repulsor
really
lifts.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, so she knows, maybe someone, I don't know. But yeah, it does look like it's on a string. And so, yeah. Is Craig going to watch The Last Jedi in 2025? No, it'd be 2027 when they do the 10-year anniversary of The Last Jedi. Craig is going to be there opening night to watch it. I saw the movie one time, so I didn't see the call. That's funny. Yeah. But like I say, Craig, you and I and David and Joseph and Colin having deep dish pizza in Chicago was really funny. And I always say I thought we were going to get kicked out because we were so loud, because we were laughing so hard, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But anyways, but yeah. What you got?
We weren't that loud, James.
Oh, okay. I felt like
it was a fun time.
That was a great time. And yeah,
all the way back last decade in 2019 in Chicago.
And he was making fun of me already. Like first conversation, he was already making fun of me. But it was so funny though. So great.
Yeah. The Windy City.
The Windu City. That's what it was called.
Yeah. Yeah, just for that weekend. So yeah. Predictions for next episode. I think we heard a lot of them, but what is your personal prediction?
Oh man, James? I want them to get to At-Atten. I want all of that to just start right away. I want that both the pirates get to At-Atten, start looking around, the parents are figuring out what's going on, and then we get the kids showing up kind of toward the end of the episode. But yeah, I feel like this next episode's going to have a lot of the parents. I don't think we're going to see much of the kids in this next episode. That's my prediction of what's going to happen in the next episode. What about you?
I kind of almost feel like thinking back to like the whole security and defense of At-Atten, maybe the kids, when they do return, they're going to be shot down just like Captain Renaud did, and they crash. And then the pirates are kind of like going to be in the wake of that, and they get in. I don't know.
So all that's going to happen in the next episode? We're not going to do like a other plot, then we get to the planet, or because I want them to just go straight to At-Atten right now.
It feels like that's going to happen, and I think the very last episode is going to be the confrontation with the supervisor, and then we kind of get the exposition of what At-Atten is, who the supervisor is, how that all works, what is responsible for that still existing, why the kids have never seen stars, why the kids have never gotten current events.
Yeah, they don't even know. Yeah, they have no idea about anything anything that's happened. Craig's prediction is pirates attack. We see Wim, Mom, crazy and cover up is somehow exposed. So yeah, we're all predicting Wim's mother is the supervisor, and that's going to be the big reveal. And then the whole reveal that there was a whole war that just broke out that nobody even knows about. So yeah. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, so
lots of stuff going on right now outside my window and on my phone.
But just so you know, we can't hear it, David. So you're
okay. Cool. Yeah, it's like constant fireworks.
Oh, here we go. Matt Skywalker from Australia says, in a show predominantly about pirates, we need Hondo. Could he be the supervisor? That would be the funniest thing if Hondo was also the supervisor. And I don't know why that makes it, but I feel like that would also be kind of like, oh, really? I think we're really expecting the supervisor to somehow tie into, I believe, the First Order somehow. I think that's that's where we're going with that at, and that's where we're going with this community, that it's going to tie into the First Order. Haley, you're not on the podcast. You cannot be commenting right now. She says, please, that would be a twist. If it was Hondo, I don't know. And then Craig,
I don't know. I'm kind of losing hope with the whole Hondo thing. I don't think that they really factored him in. And since I think John Watts and Christopher Ford created this show, I'm not quite sure that they were into like the animation stuff. You know, I think they're more like live action fans. But I mean, once the story group kind of like stepped in, maybe they could have given suggestions of like, oh, hey, look, Hondo is at your disposal. Unless there's another project out there that Hondo is going to be specifically used and it's going to conflict with canon.
It's been so long that we haven't seen him that it's like we're never going to see him. I don't think we're ever going to see him live action. Oh, thank you, Haley. She's in the car on her way to downtown. Anyways, there's that cannon in the school. What was that? What does that mean? There's that cannon in the school.
An actual cannon?
Oh yeah, there's the they have the big guns. Because even on the other planet, they had the big guns on like the
yeah.
So, yeah, that's
a good point. That's the defense system, essentially.
But I'm leaning more towards it's the whole like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the Wizard of Oz. Like it's not, everything is like kind of a facade. There's really nothing behind the curtain. When you open the curtain, it's going to be just a person or something. Like the cannon really doesn't work. The barrier really isn't a barrier. So that's my brain, and that's where I'm thinking. So Noah has a good thank you all so much, by the way, for commenting. This is great. Y'all are keeping us entertained. Do y'all think Wim could be related to Renaud, which was the captain who's the Onyx the ship belongs to? Maybe Renaud's descendants fill the role of the supervisor, and it's Wim's mom's turn to fill this role. That's a possibility. Like, but what do they protect? Like, what is the purpose now? That's what I want to know. Why are the parents going to work every day, and why are the kids being taught this? Like, how does that tie into what the captain was thinking and why he landed on Atatin and stayed there?
Yeah, I mean, it smells of like a cult type situation, and we haven't gotten the whole resolution with Wim's mom. So yeah, Wim's mom could play a factor later on down the line, and it could very well be the supervisor. I mean, we got a reference of her last episode where Wim told Jod, I miss my mom, I miss my dad. And then Jod's like, well, you'll see your mom again. And he's like, no, I won't.
Yeah.
Which is super sad.
Or we're all just wrong. You know what I mean? Like, we're just,
I mean,
she's not the supervisor.
These are all just possibilities and trying to put it all together here.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they wrap it all up. Because there's a lot of great theories out there as to how it's all going to end, and I have no idea.
I was right in the pre-show, though. We got to see them fall down the chutes directly when they fell.
The moment
Empire Strikes Back in Bespin.
That's true. Yeah, going down. I was so busy thinking of the Goonies when they're going through the water slide.
Okay.
That was my brain. How they were screaming and yelling, and I was like, oh, and then they're gonna land in the water, and there's gonna be a giant ship there waiting for them. But of course, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But what is it? I think Renaud was killed by his crew and crashed there as a result of the mutiny. Possible. I mean, there's so many great theories as to why he's there, why he stayed, why the ship stayed there, and everything like that. It's just I want to know. I want to know more about this accident that made KB a cyborg. That's true. I wonder if they're even gonna. You know what I mean? Like, do you think they would even mention that? Do you think they would even? She would say, "This is what happened to me," or
I don't think we have enough time almost to do that. Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to get that this season. Maybe in season 2.
Yeah, maybe that's the opening of season 2 to show us how it happened. I'm just kidding. That would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, then they would actually need doubles to do it because unless the 2 actresses stop growing, maybe they could get away with it.
Yeah, just stop growing. Don't.
Well, usually like girls stop growing at age like 12, which is like the age they were, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. But yeah, it would be interesting to see that. It would be, but I like I said, I don't think we're going to be seeing the kids much in the next episode. I think it's going to be mostly on the parents, mostly on the pirates going to Ad-Atten, and I think we're going to get a lot of. I think we're going to get a big revelation as to what is happening in the next episode, and the 8 is going to be the conclusion of it all. But I think a lot of the secrets and a lot of those questions will be answered in this next episode. So that's my prediction. But we'll see. And you know what's crazy? Our post show episode was longer than the actual episode was.
Twice as long.
Oh, jeez. Watch the supervisor be a Palpatine clone, and Carson Teva hits us with another iconic somehow Palpatine return. Well, one thing I liked in what was it, Battlefront 2, the campaign, the way they had the droid with Palpatine's face on there was pretty cool. I could see them doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's been theorized since the very beginning that this was like part of Palpatine's long game. And this is what essentially funds all the Star Destroyers we see in The Rise of Skywalker and that whole like Exegol thing that kind of popped out of nowhere.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be totally fine if that's how they tie it together. But I do not want the line somehow Palpatine returned.
Anyway. Yeah, that's so infamous now.
I know. Now when we watch it, that's all we're gonna quote.
Yeah.
Anyways. Do we have a confirmed timeline for this show? Yeah, it's after the fall of the Empire. Is that what you're asking, Izzy? I'm sorry if that, but I believe if that's what you're asking. Yeah, it's after the fall of the Empire, a couple of years afterward.
Yeah, we have the character Vane in there. So Vane is one of the surviving pirates from Mando season 3.
3? Yeah, it was season 3. Sorry.
Yeah.
so many seasons of the show.
Carry the one.
Who's on first?
Yeah.
And then Haley, yeah, between 6 and 7. Yeah, that's where we are. And this will, of course, lead into but where in the sequence? Yeah, but where in the sequence of the show?
I believe it's during or right after Mando season 3.
Yeah. I think that pirate, Vane, he escaped and he joined these guys, and then he's hanging out with them now. And so he's the connective, the connection between Mando and this one. Unless we get the green, creature from the Black Lagoon pirate comes out of nowhere, then we go, oh, okay, so this is before Mando season 3. I don't know, but
right,
I think it's gonna be post. I think it is post season.
Gorian Shard.
Yeah, that
aka Salad the Hutt. Yeah,
Salad the Hutt. Yeah, he did look like Salad. Pizza the Hutt. Anyways, but yeah, I think I am out of things to talk about for this last episode. But I said I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was really entertaining, and I was so sad that it ended so quickly.
These past 2 episodes have been terrific.
So
they worked. No complaints, really.
But we're not. Matt Skywalker, yes, Kale Salad is what he was. I will agree. But it's still too soon to say whether or not where we're going to rank it. But once it's all done, David and I will, of course, have our rankings for you.
Between the 2 last episodes, which one was better, in your opinion?
Ooh. I think the last episode was better.
Tonight's.
But I enjoyed the ending of this episode much more. The intensity of them trying to escape was really well done. That was great for me. I really loved that whole sequence. And so I'm honestly gonna say, I hate to say it's a tie. They both have their good and bad. Mind you, this episode was shorter, but the ending of this one was very, very good and very, very fun. What about you?
I think I want to give the edge at this point to the previous episode. And I mean, it's very, very like razor thin. But yeah, these last 2 episodes have been terrific.
Yeah.
Hopefully they finish it off strong here.
Yeah, I really hope so. Oh, Mariana says episode 5 was better than episode 6, which is what David said. So
great minds think alike.
Great minds do think alike. And she's here. She's in LA, which like I didn't know that. So yeah, I live in Hollywood. So just right off the. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you where I live, but yeah, I live. I always tell people where I'm at, and they always go where, and I always mention this one landmark. Everybody goes, "Oh, I know where you live," and it's so funny. It's just a store that everybody knows, but if once I say, "Oh, I live right there," everybody's, "Oh, I know where you live," so it's funny. Anyway,
well, yeah, if this podcast wouldn't exist if you wouldn't have told me where you live, James.
Yeah, that's true.
From a certain point of view.
From a certain point of view. High five. I'm gonna go back toward LA. That's back there. There we go. Okay. Yeah, because LA is behind me right now. I live in I do know where you live. Actually, Izzy does know where I live. I did tell him. I think I gave him the landmark, and he said, "Oh, I know where that's at." Like I said, once you tell everybody where that is, they go, "Oh, I know exactly where you're at." It's really funny. I'll tell you after the show, David.
Yeah, I know, because I'm going to be there for LA Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're going to go to LA Comic-Con.
Yeah.
We need to talk. There's a lot of things we need to talk about with the the coming year, which 2025 is here. What's your New Year's resolution before we bounce? What's your New Year's resolution, or is it kind of personal? Yeah, it's kind of personal.
Just be better.
Okay.
Be a better husband, father, worker, podcaster. Just be better.
Close. I live the other way down. Okay, I live between Hollywood and Sunset, but the other way. Not going west, going east. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Next year. So yeah, be a better person, David. That's you.
Yeah, probably lose like a lot of weight too. All the traditional stuff. Or start working out more.
That was mine, was because I'm already been like, I have lost weight. If y'all go back and watch the videos from last year, I have lost weight, and my goal is this year is to continue to eat better and lose weight and read more books. And yeah. Noah actually has a good point. Disney dropped some banger 5th episodes. A Jedi from Mando season 2, Shadow Warrior from Ahsoka, and you have a lot to learn about pirates are peak Disney Star Wars. That's very, very true. And
that coincides with The Empire Strikes Back. That's episode 5 as well.
Which is, I think, the best Star Wars movie. So they always ask those questions to the directors, especially if it's an IMAX movie. Like, what movie would you want to revisit for the first time or again in IMAX? And they always say like 2001, which of course I think it would be a great movie to watch in IMAX. But for me, it's Empire Strikes Back would be just the best movie to watch in IMAX. That's my opinion. Matt Skywalker says, just walk around Hollywood's major landmarks calling out James. Yeah, go for it. See what happens. But anyways, yeah, one of these days I'll let y'all know where I live, and maybe people will come and visit. Just kidding.
When you move.
When I move, I'll let people know this is where I lived. But yeah, I always say it's between Sunset and Hollywood Boulevard. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, if you get cast in the Star War, you'll let them know.
Yes. Oh my God, I really hope I do. I think that's going to be my main goal for 2025 is to get a Star Wars audition and hopefully get cast in that. And that would be really great. Makes me sad because it hasn't happened yet. Probably get arrested. But anyways, all righty then. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us. I know it's New Year's Eve, and I know most of you have already celebrated the new year, but for those who haven't, thank you so much for spending your time with us this New Year's Eve evening and for letting us nerd out about Star Wars. It's so much fun to do. I love talking about Star Wars. And David, thank you for putting up with me for the past 6 years, right? That's going to be 7 years in this next year that this podcast has been going, which is insane. But yeah, it's going to be 7 years in March.
Yeah, man, that's wild. Still doing this for 7 years. And we're doing it well. And yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone out there for an awesome 2024.
Yes.
The podcast has grown. It's expanded. We've made new friends. You saw one of them on the podcast. I think Haley will be on more in the new year. Also, Izzy in the comments. Yes. We made a friend there with Legion Sabers. And we should be seeing them in Orlando in February at MegaCon, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why James had that look, but yeah, thank you to everyone out there for an awesome 2024.
Yes.
2025 is just a couple hours away for me. But yeah, if you're watching us online, all the social media, hit like, subscribe, check us out in the new year. Lots of more Star Wars stuff, I'm sure. We're going to Japan, Orlando, San Antonio, Hollywood, where James is at currently. But yeah, Instagram, SW Stuff Podcast, Twitter, Stuff Pod, Blue Sky, Star Wars Stuff, Threads, Star Wars Stuff Podcast. Support us on Patreon. All the people there in 2024 just have given us such tremendous support.
Yes.
It costs money for us to be on StreamYard. It costs money for us to upgrade our equipment, which we did in 2024. So thank you to everyone out there, and also to do the giveaways as well. I just got the Ghost HasLab in, and
Beautiful.
It's going to cost quite a bit of money to ship it. So we need that money. We're also on TikTok. Just look us up there. You can email the show at StarWarsStuffPodcast@gmail.com. And also Spotify and Apple. You can write a review, drop some comments there, give us 5 stars. That'll help us out a lot.
Yes.
We also have a website that I'm looking forward to getting more contribution to in the new year. So yeah, StarWarsStuffPodcast.com. So thank you, everyone. Thank you to Haley. Thank you to James and everyone in chat. Yes. For James, my name is David. May the Force be with you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Maybe.
See you next year.
See you next year.
Do your fireworks, James.
Oh, should I do my fireworks? Okay, one more thing. Fireworks before we leave. Here we go. For the new year. There we go. Happy New Year, everybody. Take care.
Yay.